Hello folks, this is Don Flemons, the American Songster. I want to thank Dustbowl Revival for having me at Sway at Home 3. And yeah, I'm going to play a little bit of the old time music. If folks haven't heard me before, I play a variety of instruments and I advocate for traditional music of the United States. A lot of it in the American South, which is where I learned a lot of different tunes, like this very first one. This is one called Old Cindy Gal. I learned this one from an African-American fiddler by the name of Joe Thompson, who I worked with for many years, and formed a group of the Carolina Chocolate Drops, playing his music. And this one I adapted from fiddle and banjo to harmonica and the rhythm bones, and this is one called Old Cindy Gal. Oh, Cindy Gal, oh, Cindy Gal, oh, Cindy Gal, where'd you stay last night? Oh, Cindy Gal, oh, Cindy Gal, oh, Cindy Gal, you done crossed through the last night. Thank you, folks. Now this next number I'm going to break into. It's a little number on the banjo. This is a piece that was recorded by Bill and Charlie Monroe many years ago, the Monroe brothers. And this is one of the old favorites called Long Journey Home.
Shirley is a train, Shirley is a train, Lordy, Shirley is a train. Like smoke rising, and Shirley is a train. I'm on my long journey home, 'cause I lost all my money but a $2 bill, $2 bill, Lordy, $2 bill. Lost
Ladies and gentlemen, this very next number here, we're in these interesting, trying times of social distancing and separation. You know, the distance itself is hard enough, but one of the things that is even harder to deal with is the mental anguish of being away from those you love or those who you want to be near, or from the comforts of life that you like to know. And I wrote a song several years ago talking sort of about this. This is more of a something I wrote about being on the road all the time, but this is something that also happens when you're at home. I've also had a lot of folks who are veterans tell me that this is a song that soothed their souls a bunch, and I'm glad to hear that as well. But this is a song called Too Long I've Been Gone. Cup of coffee in the morning, I can get up fine, I can get up fine. Delia is a pretty girl, but she ain't mine, but she ain't mine. Take a little trip to the station, I'm bound to go, I'm bound to go. When I'll see my lover again, I do not know, I do not know. Too long, too long, I've been gone. 4 white walls and a worried mind, that's all I have, that's all, that's all. When I need someone to talk to, I just say, hello wall. Too long, too long, I've been gone. 4 winds blow the breeze, wipe my tears away. They say you're fine, you're fine. And when the world seems so far away, I've got nothing left except my mind. Too long, too long, I've been gone. Too long, too long, I've been gone. Well, this next number is a little medley of North Carolina Piedmont songs. And now the Piedmont style is defined by an alternating bass note played by the thumb and a variation on the melody played by the pointer, meaning this here. That's a little example of what I'm going to be doing on this next number here. And it's a style that's found all over the Piedmont, in North Carolina, South Carolina, parts of Maryland, Virginia, also in as far down as Georgia. And I'm going to play you 3 different songs from, particularly from North Carolina pickers. I'm going to start out with Elizabeth Cotton and play a little bit of her song, Freight Train. I'm going to follow it by a little bit of Railroad Bill from Etta Baker, and then I'm going to follow that by a little bit of The Cannonball from Leslie Riddle. And all of these players in one form or another were influential on folk music and country and western music. Elizabeth Cotton used to work in the Seeger household, and she was a big influence on Mike and Peggy Seeger and on Pete Seeger as well. Etta Baker, she was recorded by the great Paul Clayton and was a big influence on people like Bob Dylan and many, many others, Taj Mahal, David Holt. And then Leslie Riddle, he was a big influence on a fellow named A.P. Carter, Alvin Pleasant Carter, whose recording group, the Carter Family, are one of the foundational artists of country and western music. And so this is a little bit of all three of those songs, just to give you a little bit of that feeling of the train. So we'll start with Freight Train real slow and try to throw some variations in there. Ladies and gentlemen, this next song here is one that I wrote for my album Black Cowboys, and this is a song called Steel Pony Blues. And I wrote this one after reading the autobiography of one of the famous black cowboys of the West, Nat Love, and hearing his story of going from being born into slavery in Davidson County, Tennessee, and then later on becoming a Pullman porter, working on the railroad line from Salinas, Colorado, all the way through Chicago. It inspired me to write this little number here. And then I also was inspired by thinking about my family's story, where my father's family, my grandfather, for example, he was a preacher and a sawmill worker. And he traveled from East Texas all the way out to northern Arizona and Flagstaff following Route 66, and he was part of that western migration that started way back in the 1870s, as far back as the 1870s, 1880s, and all the different African American people who moved out west to build a new life. It got me thinking about that as well. And so here's a little bit of Steel Pony Blues for you.
get down to Holbrook, you won't find me there. Good Lord, I caught the first thing smoking down the road somewhere. Caught the first thing smoking down the road somewhere. 'Cause I caught my steel pony and boys, I'm gonna ride. Getting far too old to follow this here herd. Good Lord, I caught the first thing smoking down the road somewhere. Caught the first thing smoking down the road somewhere. 'Cause I caught my steel pony and boys, I'm gonna ride. Go ahead and get 1-6. Now they call me Mr. Flemons, 'cause I'm a pull porter now. Good Lord, I caught the first thing smoking down the road somewhere. Caught the first thing smoking down the road somewhere. 'Cause I caught my steel pony and boys, I'm gonna ride. Go on, get down the tree. They call me Mr. Flemons, 'cause I done tore that guitar down. Good Lord, I caught the first thing smoking down the road somewhere. Now when you get over there, you won't find me, 'cause I caught my steel pony and boys, I'm gonna ride. Get it one more time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's about all of my time I got with you this time around. I want to thank Dustbowl Revival again for having me here for Sway at Home number 3. And here's the 4, 5, 6, and hopefully after 6 we'll be done and we'll be all back seeing each other again together soon. Everyone, please keep safe and please keep in a positive mind headspace. And also, again, as I tell everyone, please keep spreading around cultural memory, whether it's your own personal cultural memory or it's others around you. Those stories, those songs, and those good times and those good memories can be spread out all over the world, and they can help create a positive wave of remembrance, of healing, reanalyzation, and of course, transcending all of the things that are worrying us at the moment. So again, thank you all, folks. Please stay safe out there. I'm going to play one last one, and I have to think about the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, Tennessee every time I play this one. This is one I put together in the style of D. Ford Bailey, and I've been
had the great honor of being able to stand on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry at the Ryman Auditorium, as well as at Opryland, and be able to play this little number here. And the respect and the acceptance that I've gotten from the people, the staff, and the performers at the Grand Ole Opry, I've always appreciated, and I've never underestimated everything that they have done to try to help create acceptance for many of the things that were not done in the past. And so with that being said, though, I'm going to play a little instrumental to leave you out there. And this is one called There's a Brown-Skinned Girl Down the Road Somewhere. Originally a fiddle tune by Eck Robertson, but done in the style of D. Ford Bailey. Once again, my name is Don Flemons, the American Songster.